Hey, Dan here with your JVZoo team, and welcome into our very first Q&A session with the vendor. Now today we've got a very special guest, Neil Napier. He's one of the top vendors, one of the top sellers at JVZoo, and we're here to talk about his brand new software, VideoTik. So Neil, welcome to the show, and before we dive in and actually talk about this software, I want to find out a bit more about you. I want to find out who Neil Napier is and where did you come from?
A lot of people who get started online, they feel that they won't be able to succeed because they are not born entrepreneurs. They don't have this hero's journey about how they used to sleep in a car and used to, use toilet paper for pillows. And the thing is that I come from a very middle class background, which means that I never really had that entrepreneur gene or entrepreneur drive. Even to this day, I've been doing this for the last 8 years. My parents still ask me if I'm thinking about getting a job. So
A real job, right?
a real job like that,
I've
one
been
that
asked that
actually
before.
steady,
Yeah.
right? So the funny thing is that it all came to me by accident because I was in England back in 2010, and I was working in a company, and I had to make £8,000 in 6 months so I could continue staying there. I was on a visa, right? And someone told me about freelancing. I started writing for other people, but I couldn't make that amount of money that I wanted to in such a short time. It's difficult when you're just starting out. But that meant that I eventually got kicked out of the UK. But at the same time, I was able to get into a new thing that I could just continue diving into deeper. And that's how I eventually started creating products. So for me, it was born out of necessity. It wasn't really something that I used to have a lemonade stand when I was a kid, nothing like that. I mean, even to this day, sometimes it's tiring. Like being an entrepreneur, it's not as natural to me as it is to other people. But the point here is that even if that's you, you can still succeed. You don't need to be from rags to riches. You don't need to have like a really bad story early on in your life. Even if you were in a job, you can switch to actually creating a little mini empire for yourself. So that's just a little bit of motivation for anyone listening in and thinking like, these people are always born with a golden spoon. We're not. I mean, we have to earn it like with everyone else. And the
100%.
thing is, for us, the key focus had been all this time to create something big, something that has a lasting impression, something that people can use basically week in, week out. And you talked about Kyvio and Melvio, and that's how they came to be. So Kyvio was originally a partnership with another vendor, but we eventually took full ownership after she wasn't able to carry on. And it's a good platform because it allows people to create their funnels, their membership sites, and in that respect, it's a good sort of pillar of online marketing. If you want to create funnels, if you want to sell courses, that's the place to be. But we wanted to add something else to the mix as well, which was email marketing. So we decided to create Melvio, which acts as a full service autoresponder. So with a lot of autoresponders in the market that people end up buying, they still have to get an SMTP, they still have to get other things to work together. But in our case, it's literally just plug and play. You come in, put your email list in, and start mailing out. It's really easy to use. So for me, it's always been very crucial to provide software that is easy to use so people can really use it out of the box. But I'll be honest, the most important thing for me is the customer service. And I think that's where we shine. So we have a standing link where any of our customers can book a one-on-one call with our team. And our team would be happy to jump on a call and talk to them, even if it's not actually about a product that we sell ourselves, just because I want customers to feel comfortable that they can use the technologies that they are buying into these days. So, for me, like, because I came from a background where the respect and customer service was important, that's what we try and impart to our customers as well.
And I think that's really the big difference between, top vendors like yourself and many others who, we see over, not just JVZoo, but many other networks is, that customer service and building products that actually people not only just want to use, but it's actually very, very simple for people to get started. You don't need some degree or qualification or crazy technical skills, So definitely, that's part of it. And I really appreciate you sharing the story with us, where you came from. I'm sorry things didn't work out for you in the UK. I don't live there anymore, but I definitely this is the main thing that I think so many people miss is it doesn't matter where you've come from. There's plenty of people who've started with nothing and it's kind of, the rags to riches stories. Other people who just sort of inherited it or had, their dad had shown them everything about business and everything in between, for completely middle of the range, had a job for years, and then transitioned over. So that's a really, really cool, cool story. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Let's talk about then to where you're going now and forward. So of course, this new product that you've got right now is moving into something slightly different. So talk to us, what's the roadmap look like for you and for your company?
Yeah, it is. So to me, whenever we create products, we look at two primary things. Number one, is it a platform? And that's where Kyview and Melview fit in. A platform is something where people can just log in and start building, basically, right? It's something everyone new needs when they come in. And that's quite a critical part of business. It's like JVZoo is a platform for us. We use it to be able to sell. And then on the other hand, you need traffic as well, right? Because you can't really sell something if people are not coming in. And that's where we are sort of, I wouldn't say we're completely moving towards it, but we are balancing it in parallel. So you need a platform and you need traffic to drive to that platform. And of course, we have a lot of coaching and training to help you build your products too, right? That's part of the deal. But with the traffic part, we're looking at TikTok right now. And here's why. Back in 2004, I was at university. And at that time, I came back from summer vacation. And my friends were talking about this new thing called Facebook. Hey, have you signed up to the Facebook? I'm like, no, what is it? Like, is it this and that? I was like, not really. I'll see when I get into it. 2005, I created an account. But little did I know that in 2004, there were already plenty of marketers that were building fan pages on Facebook or building the network on Facebook. So at that time, I was already like way too late to the Facebook train. And I said, okay, I learned my lesson. I'm going to join the next network sooner. 2012, Instagram came around. But again, I was a little bit oblivious because I was doing a lot of content writing. And honestly, I'm not a model. So I thought, and I wasn't traveling so much. And I said, yeah, Instagram's not for me. I can't really take like selfie pictures like this. So I let it go. And again, big mistake because look at where it is now. It is such a big thing. And had I jumped on the bandwagon in 2012, I'd be honestly in a much better place than I'm right now. So come 2020, and I think it's pure irony that it's happening every 8 years, but come 2020, we're looking at TikTok as the next big social thing.
And that's just blown up, hasn't it? TikTok has blown up in the last 6 to 12 months even, really. It's really blown up.
I think from everything, all the tracking data I've seen, it's the fastest growing network, even when compared to Facebook and Instagram or Twitter for that matter, which really, I mean, there's only one person using it at the moment to lash out at people. But the thing is that when it comes to TikTok, it's just blown up really quickly. And the reason why it's working so well is because of two things. Number one, it uses a lot of like trending music. So, people are creating videos according to music and that's taking off. Number two is that the videos are quite short. So unlike YouTube, you don't have to sit and watch like 5 minutes or half an hour video. It's not a webinar platform, right? It's a platform where you go in, watch a 10, 15 second video. Like I have it on my phone. And, when I'm just kind of like not doing anything, I'll just open it up, watch a video, quickly move to the next and the next and the next. If something interests me, I'll click and read more about it. So in that sense, it's really easy to capture, to take bite-sized content basically and leverage that. So that's, I think, the main reason why TikTok is picking up. Let's face it, our attention span is going, down. So we have less and less time in our day to look at things. And that's why we're happy to spend time on apps like TikTok. I mean, it's the same with Tinder, actually, if you think about it, because it's just like,
swipe.
That's what you do, swipe, right? So the thing is that TikTok has grown to 800 million active users by now, and they're acquiring, from what I understand, like 10% month-on-month growth. It's just really,
crazy.
really
crazy.
Big numbers. Big numbers, respectable. And here's the thing. Because it's new, they're a little bit liberal on what you can do on it, in the sense that, they allow anyone to put links to the YouTube channel and Instagram channel. So if you put out a video, if you have people watching it, they'll go to your profile. They're like, oh, cool, this guy has YouTube channel as well. I'll go subscribe, or Instagram for that matter. So that's easy. And I mean, no other platform gives you that kind of power on day one. Then once you hit like 500,000 followers, which is easy if you do, 1 or 2 pieces of content every day in just a few weeks. Once you hit that level, you can put any link in there you want. So for example, we know someone who is just doing like whiteboard videos, and it's not even whiteboard. He's got this paper and he's writing stuff on it. And he's got 124,000 followers within the last 4 months. And one of the last videos he released has 6 million views.
Wow.
And he's selling a $20 ebook via Gumroad. Now, if I put myself in that position, if I have so much to share, like I love to teach. And if I could do the same thing, and then link back to one of my products in it. I mean, how cool would that be? But it's not just me. The local businesses doing the same thing. There are bakeries there, especially during the quarantine, they couldn't be open, so they started posting content, and people were just like ordering stuff from them online now because they can't operate locally anymore, but they were still sending stuff as an e-com seller. So they just local business transition to e-com, and there are other local businesses too that have a really good following there. So it caught me by surprise as well, right? Because when I first heard about TikTok, I kind of saw the content that was on there, and it was really all
dancing videos, right? That's the first thing that everyone always thinks about, is these funny little 10-second dances to, as you put it, trending music and things like that. And that's, I think, is the mindset for many people. But actually, for marketers or for small business owners, this is a huge opportunity. And there is people who are definitely looking for that content. It's not, I'm sure obviously when you pop into to TikTok, you're not just looking for dance videos, right? It could be anything that's going to grab your attention. And then if that does grab your attention, you'll then click into it and whatever. So that's the opportunity, really.
And I'll tell you this as well. I mean, surprisingly, all these dancing videos that eventually go on TikTok, they create for a very positive space. You don't see trolls on there. You don't see people mocking other people. Everyone is there for good fun time. So even me, I mean, I look at videos and sometimes there's like this Norwegian mother of 5, and it's a cute family. I'm like, hey, that's really awesome. That's really wholesome, right? So TikTok still gives me that feeling of wholesome, which I don't get with debates on Facebook or rant videos on YouTube. So for now, still, I mean, it's a very fresh platform, but somehow it hasn't been corrupted by all the negativity. So honestly, if I want to feel good, I go to TikTok, which sounds weird, but that's how it makes me feel. That, like, Instagram makes me feel like I'm missing something because all these travel pictures and everyone's like looking cute. But TikTok is more family, wholesome fun. But at the same time, you've got about 49% of the people on there, especially within the US, that have more than median salary of $100,000 a year. So you've got people there with money as well, which is at the end of the day what I want as a marketer. Like, sure, I want to feel good when I'm consuming content, but when I'm creating it, I want people with money to watch it. I mean, my kind of content that I create, a kid's not going to watch it. They're not going to be on the phone watching videos about how to build your following on Facebook. But at the same time, there are people out there who are in real estate, they're doctors who are on TikTok, all kinds of people, and they're looking for content like the one we give, because again, if they can learn something new within 15, 20 seconds, even if it's just one little thing, it's a big win for them. So that's what we're giving. I mean, we always talk about lead magnets. You want to give people like a quick win as quickly as possible. That's what TikTok is. It's a massive lead magnet machine where every 15, 20 seconds is a big win for people.
Awesome. So definitely. So I completely agree with you 100%. TikTok is definitely an up and coming platform. And it is something that I think as marketers, it's something we can really exploit, if you want to use that word, something we can definitely get in on and use. So let's talk over then to your new product, which obviously is called VideoTik. So first of all, congratulations. It's obviously today's product of the day. So well done on that one. And second of all, it is also a first to market, which I think is also a really important thing to talk about. So just talk me through what is VideoTik? What does it do? And why is this better than someone just picking up their phone and creating a video on the fly?
Sure. So VideoTik, last I checked our numbers, we've done about 1,000 sales on day one alone, which, I mean, we thought it would do well, but not this well. And that also kind of underlines the fact that people are really looking into this as an opportunity too. So it's not just us. There are like 1,000 people who are thinking, wow, this is pretty good. And here's the thing, when it comes to VideoTik, there's 3 kinds of content that works well. Number one, you have to be creative. I've seen a lot of videos where people are teaching photography tricks or doing like magic tricks as well, and that's pretty cool. The second thing you can do is be humorous, be entertaining. And that doesn't naturally come to everyone. I mean, I can make dad jokes, but that's the best I can do. And, you can't really just do a quick dad joke. I guess there's a place for that too. But for both of these videos, quite often you need to be on camera. Both of these videos, you kind of need to show people your personality, your unique self. Now, there's a third kind of video that works really well on TikTok as well. That's educational content, as I was talking about earlier. So if you can give people a big win in 15 seconds, in 20 seconds, if you can teach them something, that works really well too. Now, typically for something like TikTok, you'd have to be on camera for most part. That is, you'd have to kind of, show yourself. You have to have proper equipment. Like because I record a lot of videos, I've got these 2 lights over here. and the big camera and this mic as well. So you need to have all of that set up. And let's face it, not everyone wants it, not everyone needs it. So we wanted to create something where people could still create content for TikTok, but without actually being on camera. Because sometimes, even for me, like, it takes me a lot of effort, a lot of motivation to just get on camera. So we wanted to give people the same power so that they could still create engaging content, so creative content, funny content, as well as they could create educational content, but without actually being on camera. So that's what VideoTik does. VideoTik is a video builder, basically, that uses artificial intelligence to quickly create content for you. So you pick a keyword and it can find viral videos for you on YouTube, for example. That's one way to use it. The other way is that you click a button and it will find motivation quotes for you, so you can line them up to create a video. Or you can also use like memes and GIFs, for example, and you can turn them into video and you can post that, all of it, on TikTok as well. So in that respect, it takes the conventional video builder, but creates TikTok friendly videos, TikTok compliant videos, videos that are vertical, that are going to fit on TikTok screen as well. But here's the big thing. When it comes to TikTok, it's a mobile only app. So you need to have TikTok on your phone, and that's how you post content. So our app VideoTik is desktop based, right? It's very difficult to give people a mobile based app where they can also create content like the ones
you guys have a mobile app as well, right?
Sorry?
You guys have a mobile app as well.
Yeah, so what we have actually is we have a bridge in between. So you create videos on our site, you push them basically into our cloud, and you schedule them. You say, okay, I want this to go out on the 1st of June at 11 a.m. So then we have a mobile app as well, that's correct. You install that app on your phone, you log in basically to your account, and on 1st of June, 11 a.m., you'll get a push notification saying, hey, your video is ready to be posted, click here and post it. You click a button, it'll just populate the video, put the description and hashtags in as you selected, you press submit, and you're done. Like, we can't post on your behalf, which is also good because security-wise, you have full control. But that also means that you get a mobile app, and wherever you are, as long as you schedule the content, you could be in any part of the world, you press a button and the video goes out instantly. And that's how we wanted it to be. We wanted it to be a simple process whereby anyone could create and publish new content on TikTok without having to jump on a camera, pretty up and all of that.
No, awesome. And who would you say is the person who should be picking this up now? So, I mean, really, from what we've talked about, anyone who's doing any sort of marketing, right? This is a pretty huge opportunity to get in with. But who would you say really should be thinking about, TikTok? I know when I speak to a lot of small business owners or entrepreneurs or really people who are just sort of having a go from home, they always feel like there's just so many. They've got Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's now TikTok. They've got email lists and there's YouTube video, and they've got so many things that they just can't be across. Why do you think that they should really pay attention to TikTok now? Why, other than obviously being the new thing, why do you think this is going to be something that can really help people who want to focus on it?
Sure. So I think in terms of usability, TikTok is really easy to use, which is why it's more addicting. And if I think about the demographics as well, these days, a lot of people are on Facebook are older. That's just, the kind of people that are on there. You've got people on Instagram as well, which, have a slightly different demographic. And yes, for TikTok, a lot of demographic is younger, but that's also a good opportunity to get in front of them. So here's the thing, older people are getting older day by day. So if you can actually target younger people as well with your marketing, then you can do quite well over time. And that's what I recommend people to do as well. And again, with TikTok, because it's new, it's not just about trends, but it's also that they are much more easygoing on a lot of things. So I wouldn't call it as much as a wild, wild west, but you can still go in and get quick success before other people come in and kind of ruin it for everyone else. So I think
as we've seen with Facebook, as we've seen with Instagram, it's all, YouTube now as well is much more restrictive. They remove a lot of content that's that they just don't like. So it is definitely a good opportunity, I think, for people to get in as on a new opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think trends are to be serious about it. You should look at the trends, because trends are basically what sets the tone for what's to come. And if TikTok continues to dominate basically for the next 6, 7, 8 years, unless a new thing comes along, that's a lot of time where you could sell a lot of stuff. So we're talking about who is this perfect for. Like I said, e-com sellers are doing really well on this. I know someone who I can't name in that market actually is doing 6 figures a month just from TikTok with free traffic. He doesn't need to drive traffic to ads. He doesn't need to do anything. He's just getting sales from all the videos that he's putting out there. And because he's an e-com, He's not even putting videos of him on camera. It's just videos of his product, you know.
Yeah.
So that's really, really cool thing.
And we both know how much it would cost in ad spend to get six figures in revenue. You know, if you were doing Facebook ads, if you were running YouTube ads or search ads, that's a fair ad spend to get yourself to six figures. So, you know, that's impressive, really impressive.
Yeah, and I think again, if I look at the business kid example, he's selling ebooks. I mean, ebooks are $20. Like honestly, not a lot of people sell ebooks these days, but he's doing it because people are buying it. So I think that's a good thing as well. I haven't seen too many service sellers there at the moment. I have seen local businesses that are transitioning online due to COVID, but I haven't seen a lot of service providers there. But then there are coaches. You know, I've seen coaches who are like, hey, you know, come opt in and see what I'm teaching. So they do have that kind of thing there as well. But I think it's a pretty ripe market for people to jump in right now.
Awesome. So let's go back then to this VideoTik. Now, obviously, this right now is kicking off, and it's a one-time price. And I think what a lot of people always ask about this is, well, is this something you can keep doing? You know, what's the roadmap look like? I think that, you know, a lot of buyers sometimes feel that these one-time pricing are almost too good to be true. And,
sure,
you know, 6-12 months down the line, it doesn't work. Now, we know you're not that kind of vendor, obviously, but what does the roadmap look for this? And obviously, are you transitioning into a monthly price, or what does that sort of look like for you guys to support it going forwards?
So the development team behind this, which is powered by Abhi Dwivedi, who's also a really good vendor in our marketplace, over the last 3 years, they have released multiple video apps, and I was talking to him. They have helped render more than 31,000 videos in all this time in the last 3 years. So the consumption rate of this software is really high, and the big reason for that is that it's stable. It works. You know, it doesn't have any bugs. It's kind of, again, like how we do with our platforms. It's good to go as soon as you get in. So, you know, for that reason, I'm really confident about the app and its future. Like, it's going to be supported. It's going to be continue to be developed as well. Now, in terms of roadmap itself, you know, because the software is quite stable, personally, I want to focus more on training and coaching people, because that's what I love to do. TikTok is quite new. I mean, we already have, I think, more than 400 people in our Facebook group, and they're all talking about different things that they could do. So I want to be a coach with them for a little bit and lead them into exactly what they should be doing to maximize their results with this. So I think the software is great, but it is useless without application, without implementation. And that's going to be my focus for the next month once people get in, and thereafter as well. So that's what I think, again, sets us apart from other people. We don't just sell a software, move on to the next one. We spend a lot of time in training and coaching people after. Because, you know, even at like $29, $30, we want you to get results. So because of the fact that we have other products as well that we sell, like I told you about Abhi, he has multiple software and he's got a big community. Money's not an issue. Like, to be honest with you, money's not an issue. We build our business in such a way where we have at least 6 months of runway for our company. So if it all goes bad, you know, we can survive for 6 months without any problems. So yeah, we're along the same lines. Feature-wise, if there are requests, we can look at developing something. But so far, honestly, like I said, it's quite a complete software. So no one's looked into it and said, oh, I would also like this. Because when I think about it, it's already there. What's possible, we already make it happen. So yeah, I think roadmap in that sense is pretty good. Pricing-wise, I would like to change the upsells to recurring. So we would like to keep the main offer at a one-time price. Now that could be $47 or $97. But the reason is because we want to make it accessible to people. We don't want to price it too high early on because TikTok is new. I just don't want price to be an impediment for you to get in. So price, we're going to try and keep it reasonably low with the main offer. But with the upgrades after the launch is done, we are going to go recurring because, of course, as you can understand, a good video creation software has rendering costs as well. And that's what we've done in the past launches with Abhi. He has turned up his upgrades to recurring because it just, you know, means that there's continuity in his business. And, you know, he still, like I said, makes good money, so it's not a problem.
Okay, awesome. So talk us through then why we're here. Talk us through the pricing that we've got obviously now for the remainder of this launch. So when are you closing out this launch?
So we're closing on the 1st of June at midnight Pacific time.
Okay, so midnight. And in terms of pricing then between now and there, what's the front? And you're running 2 licenses, I think, from what I looked at.
Yeah, we have a personal license and a commercial license. A personal license is just for you. You can create like 10 videos a day. Commercial, you can create 100, and it gives you the permission to basically use these videos for a client. So if you wanted to create videos for a client, you could use VideoTik commercial for that. The price right now is, I believe I remember right, $29 on the personal and $37 on the commercial. But there is a discount coupon. I'm not going to say what it is on the sales page because it might have changed by the time you land there. Until the end of the launch, which is 1st of June, I think the price will go up as much as $37. And then we're looking to change the price to $47 and $97 for both personal and commercial once the launch is over. That's the plan anyway. So again, I don't know when you're watching this, but as long as the price is below 47, just, get in because it's a pretty good price.
Well, we'll put all the information from what it is right now. We're on the 28th. So we'll drop all that down below the video, but obviously on the sales page, will be updated. But obviously, as with all of these products, guys, you want to get in as fast as possible. It's always the same. The price only ever goes one way. So it's going to be going up. Okay, awesome. So what about these? Obviously, as always, you've put together a great funnel, and there are a few extras. Now, as we've been talking about over the last sort of month or so, these extras are just that. They're optional upgrades. They're not required to make the main product work. So, if it is a question of funds or a question of, you don't want to have to do that, the front end product itself as a standalone product works. That's the first thing, obviously, to say. So what in terms of the upgrades are there, and what are those going to give them? Why should they really pick those up?
Sure. I fully agree with the sentiment, by the way, that if you want to just kind of dip your feet in, then the main offer at the front end is more than enough at this stage. Because it also lets you create, I think, up to 100 videos a day, and that's quite a lot. It'll take you about 5 to 7 minutes to create one video as you get used to it. So you can create a lot of those. You can create, like, if you do 3 videos a day, you can create 3 months worth of content in a day. But with the upgrade, you basically get an unlimited license. So that means you can create unlimited videos, and you can also publish, of course, unlimited videos. Because of that, there's no limitation. And then also we give you the ability to also share these videos to other social media channels. So if you wanted to still utilize Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, then you can share the same videos on these multiple channels as well. So that's a big feature, because when I think about creating content, I want to repurpose it. I want to reuse it as much as possible. And the upgrade gives me the possibility to do that. What's disheartening is spending a day creating something and then only putting it in one social media. So if you can put it on 4, that just becomes much more powerful. So there is that. And then we also have priority support. So, support is costly for us. What we try and do is, for people that are willing to pay a little bit more, we put them sort of ahead of the queue compared to everyone else. We still service everyone within 24 hours, but if you have priority support, usually you get support faster, depending again on what time you log a ticket. So that's included as well. We have some other bonuses too that you can check out, and that's available at $67 at the moment. Honestly, I think it's a bit too low, because I wanted to do it at 97, but Abhi, again, because he knows his numbers at the back, he said, no, let's do it at 67. So we're going with that as of now. When the launch does close, we are looking to move that to 97 a year recurring, because again, that has continuity to it as well. So that's the upgrade number 1. Upgrade number 2 is a site builder. So here's the thing: when people get into TikTok, they'll notice that not just their own, but there are a ton of videos on TikTok that are awesome to kind of view and grab. So what we've done is we've created a site builder that you can leverage TikTok to populate content with. So it's quite simple. The way it works is we give you some pre-selected designs. We have like 100 of those. You pick a design and you pick keywords that you want to curate content from. And then based on those keywords, we kind of fetch videos from TikTok for you. It could be your own video as well, or other people's videos too, because it's curation. You give a bit of description, whatever links you want to put in the end, and you've got a new blog basically. And of course, within that blog, you can have your own opt-in forms. You can have your links to affiliate offers, AdSense, for example, Amazon ads, whatever you wanted to put in that case. Basically monetize TikTok more effectively on your own website. So any traffic that you're getting from TikTok, you can also move it to this website and monetize it.
And of course, you could do that from day one, right? You don't need any sort of permissions or anything at all. You can do that from day one to monitor.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's the site builder, and that's $197. So you can create unlimited sites with it. It's a little bit expensive because also we host it for you. And again, it's one time, there's no recurring, but we host these sites for you. They run automation as well, so new content's kind of always coming into these sites, so you don't have to worry about populating it with content every day. That happens in the back end without you even looking. So yeah, there's slightly higher cost to that, but again, worth it if you want to have a site where you're curating content and selling things. And then we have final upgrade, which is the agency license. And this is a bit of a Hail Mary for us, I'll be honest, because there's not anyone out there, offering TikTok marketing services to other people. But we think if it continues, the trend's going to pick up. If it continues, then local businesses will be begging, just like they do now for Facebook ads or YouTube ads, and saying, hey, can anyone run like my TikTok videos for me? So what we've done is we've created an agency package that will put people in the forefront. So they get a done for you site, which is ready for them to collect payments with. They get client contracts and other things as well. And they can use that to basically close clients. So imagine having one of these sites, putting it up, and then within a week or 2 weeks, you start getting traffic to it. And people are inquiring like, hey, I'd like to get traffic to my own videos. Can you help? And because, of course, we give them all the training and techniques, and in the bonus sessions, they can implement it for themselves, but then also for other businesses as well. And that's the agency license.
And I think with what's happening right now in the world, more and more businesses that previously they've kind of had online and social at the back of their mind, but they've kind of just survived as it was. Of course, with everything that's happened now, I've seen a lot of much smaller businesses kind of rush to try and get in with that they didn't have a website set up, they didn't really use social media correctly, and all of a sudden, they just dried up overnight. The business couldn't open the front doors, and so I think definitely as things go forward, this is going to be people are definitely going to want to pay for this service. And how much is that agency license?
That is $67.
So again, one time, right?
Yeah, one time. All of it is one
so
time.
literally landing one client, you're going to recoup that cost, aren't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, easily. I think each client will pay a few hundreds. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Okay, well, I think that's pretty much everything we wanted to really talk about. We wanted to talk about the product, the TikTok, the upgrades. And is there anything you wanted to really just get in there before we close this down?
I think the only thing I'd like to remind people is that trends are there for a reason. Trends and fads are different. Fads come and go, but trends are the ones that stick around for many years. And in 2020, with nothing else in sight, we genuinely think TikTok is it. And with the rate that it's growing at the moment, it absolutely is. So if you've been thinking about it, jump in. I've had people who are like 80 plus in a Facebook group, and they're like, I'm getting into TikTok right now. I'm an old soul, but I'm young at heart. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people that are young at heart that, want to do something cool, even in their, later years. So,
and that's the thing, right? Because this is what you touched on earlier, is that I think the misconception with it is that it is just dance videos and it's young kids. And obviously for most businesses and marketers, for most of us, obviously some people are the target. And for most of us, we're looking for a slightly more mature audience, people with money. And that's kind of who you were saying, they are actually on TikTok. These are the people who are there and are consuming this content.
Yeah, 51% people. Like I said, a lot of them in the US have more than $100,000 a year in average household income. And that's really, really important. I mean, I've seen people creating these videos as well who are, quite well to do. They're quite wealthy. I mean, Will Smith's on it as well, for example. So the point is that everyone's using TikTok at the moment because they're getting into it, especially because of quarantine. It's a good time to get in and engage people. It's a good time to sell more or whatever it is you're selling.
Awesome. Well, thanks ever so much, Neil, for giving us a run through of your product. All the information, guys, is going to be down below, but check out the sales page for the most up-to-date pricing and bonuses and all that good stuff will all be there on the link down below.
I remember the day when we started talking. We were kids and I knocked down all of your mobiles, but you did not seem to mind.